my name is Tiara, and this is March Madness. Hey guys, I don't know if you've been following hashtags Tiara's Road to the Final Four, but if you have been or haven't been, I'm still going to do my bracket for you all. So let's get started. The first matchup is number 1 Kentucky and number 16 Hampton. I don't really think there's too much to say. Everyone has Kentucky projected to win it all this year, and I'm not too sure how I feel about that. But I'm not going to say much. I'm just going to go ahead and give Kentucky the win. And this one's actually kind of difficult for me because I usually like Cincy in the tournament. I think I have high hopes for them usually, and they kind of let me down. Purdue, they were more solid in the lower level of the Big Ten, if that's the way you want to put it. I'm going to give it to Purdue. I usually would go against that, but I like Coach Painter and I like Hammonds, and I think they could pull a win. West Virginia is another team that I really like to see do well in the tournament. I like Coach Huggins, but Buffalo has played a couple big teams like Kentucky and Wisconsin, but they lost both of them.
West Virginia is a seasoned tournament team. You know, they've been there a lot, and usually that's who I kind of go with, but I'm going to give Buffalo a chance here, so let's hope they can do it.
Stogmount, Maryland. All right. They have a good team, but when it came down to the Big Ten tournament, got beat by good old Michigan State. They're probably really upset that they didn't win the Big Ten tournament, so they're probably going to come with a vengeance, but you might underestimate Valpo, you know? I would. Just kidding, I wouldn't. But I'm going to go with Valpo. Wait, should I do it? I'm going to do it. Well, Maryland's good.
Now I kind of think Maryland's going to win. This whole time I thought it was going to be Valpo. Then I did this. Now I'm going to go with Maryland. Just kidding.
Okay, I'm going to go with Maryland. They got to get one tournament game, you know, like whatever. Okay, Butler and Texas, I honestly don't really know what's so great about either of these teams. Okay, I'm going to go with Texas. Alright, number 3, Notre Dame, way too high. And number 14, Northeastern. I'm going with Northeastern. I don't think Notre Dame is that great. They won the ACC. Whoop-de-doo.
I know that they're good, yeah, whatever, but I feel in this one. I don't even know where Northeastern is. Texas, maybe?
It's going to happen. You guys probably all doubt me. Or should I just go with Notre Dame? Now, like, everything that I put in here is going against what I want up here.
The point is, Notre Dame is a good team, but they're beautiful. So is Northeastern, but
I want to go with Wichita State because I think that they are a better team, but Indiana has been pretty up and down for me, and I know that they actually do have a lot of good players, and I'm going to go with Indiana. They always let me down in the tournament. Like I said, I'm a big Big Ten fan, and they all usually let me down in the tournament, but for some reason, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and give Indiana this one. Now it's permanent, so they have to. Then we have number 2, Kansas, and number 15, New Mexico State. I think Kansas is amazing, and I have them winning the championship 2 years ago. They went there, but they didn't win, thanks. Or 3 years ago. And I love Coach Bill Self. He's so cool. I just think they're a fantastic team. They're always going to be a fantastic team, but I think they're coming into this tournament really excited, so I'm going to give it to them, and you're probably going to judge me, but we'll just wait and see.
okay, we're going to finish out the Midwest. Alright, so Kentucky, Purdue, I think that's obvious. I'm going to go with Kentucky just based off an undefeated team and a mediocre team in a mediocre conference. I said it.
I probably originally had West Virginia meeting up with Kentucky, but now I think I'm probably going to have to choose Maryland, and I don't like that. This is really hard. Okay. I'm going to go with Maryland just based off how it came out. I'm going to go with Texas. Again, this is a weird matchup. I didn't get this previously, but when you're put on camera and the pressure's on, change your mind a lot. Indiana's a good team, strong, but they haven't proven themselves in the tournament, Big Ten or NCAA, so I'm going to go with New Mexico. Yeah, so I knocked off 2 Big Ten teams right there, but bam. That's really sad.
Alright, Kentucky, Maryland, let's just be honest, Kentucky's going to the national championship as of right now in my mind. Didn't say they were going to win it.
This is probably wrong, and I'm really not proud of it now. And I have regret. I'm going to go with New Mexico State. I guess they're going to be my Cinderella from the Midwest. 13-1. That's good in conference. And now moving on up to the east side. I'm going to go ahead and go with Villanova for reasons that are obvious. Their road is not going to be a long one, let me tell you. Next one, this one's actually really hard for me. North Carolina State. LSU has a great potential to win the game. They came really close to being Kentucky and had some really good games. But I feel like if NC State wins, they would be able to beat Villanova. You know what? I really do think LSU might come in and beat them. So if this is all wrong, it's probably my real bracket online is probably correct. So. Northern Iowa, Wyoming. Northern Iowa had a really good season. They finished, what was it? I just saw it. 16-2. They finished 16-2 in their conference. But against Wyoming, I'm definitely going to go with them, give them a little run in the tourney. I'm going to go with Louisville because they're a big team. They scare me, and Patino, they know what they're doing. It might be a fun game, but I'm definitely going to go with Louisville just because they are just a better team, better conference. Providence and Dayton, I'm definitely going to go with Dayton. I'm going to go with Oklahoma. Good conference, good team, a lot of good wins and close losses, so we're going to go ahead and go with them. MSU and Georgia. For those of you who don't know, I am an MSU student, Spartan. Yeah. So I'm going to try and be unbiased in this, but I definitely think they have the ability to beat Georgia. I think the whole season has kind of been like weird. There are definitely a lot of games where I was like, what is going on? I think they're finally learning how to work together and be a championship team, and I mean, what better time to come together than March, right? So I'm going to give that to MSU because they did have a great performance in the Big Ten tournament, and Coach Izzo is the bomb. Virginia Belmont, this one, the moment I saw the bracket, Belmont! Belmont is another team who's been in the tournament quite a few times, especially recently, and everyone's all hyped up about Virginia, and I'm like, no.
They're a good team, yes. ACC is a good conference, yes. We get it, they got good people.
But like everyone thought they were going to do really well last tournament, and they were cut short by, who was it? Oh, it was MSU. I just really think Belmont has the ability to beat this Virginia team because, I don't know, they're a number 2 seed, you know. They're a good team, but every team beatable. Nova LSU, I'm going to go with LSU beating Villanova because that seems really incorrect to me. I'm sorry, it just does. Next one, Louisville, UNI, Louisville. Dayton, Oklahoma, I'm going to go. Oh, I want to say Dayton, but like I already chose Cinderella. I'm going to go with Oklahoma because I think they're going to make a quick little run. MSU, Belmont. Obviously, if it's this matchup, I think MSU can beat Belmont. I'm going to go with Louisville. I think no one's really hyping them up, or at least I haven't heard anything, and I think that they're going to do well in the tournament. I mean, like, why wouldn't they? I'm not trying to be biased. I think MSU has the full ability to beat Oklahoma. It's totally possible. And if you disagree with that, then get out of here. So I'm going to give it to MSU. Again, it'd be different if it was a Virginia matchup. I don't really know how that would play out, but I'm going to give it to MSU. And there you have it. The East out to the west side. And we have number 1, Wisconsin, 16, Coastal Carolina. I'm going to go with Wisconsin and probably the rest of the entire world. They just won the Big Ten championship. They are a good team. National championship? I don't really know. Oklahoma really banks on having some good teams in their state this year, but I really think Oregon impresses me. I'm sure they're a different team than last year, but they had a few upsets that they had last year during the regular season that I was really impressed with, and I'm actually going to go with Oregon because I think that they are a good team. Pac-12 is not that great. It's really not. But I do like Oregon a lot. I think they're a really good team, and they have a better record.
Next up, we have number 5, Arkansas, and 12, Wofford. I don't really know how I feel about Arkansas. I'm going to give this one to Wofford. They have pretty similar records, and I just think it's a pretty even matchup. The 5 seed Arkansas is really high, and I just think they're pretty even of a team. So, Wofford.
Next is UNC Harvard. I think Harvard actually does have the potential to upset UNC, but UNC is it's the definition of a tournament team. So I think that UNC is actually one of my favorites in this bracket, and they're going to make a big run. No, but Ole Miss was really close beating Kentucky. Obviously, a pretty even matchup, and I'm going to give it to Ole Miss. Actually, Xavier has a worse record, so what the heck happened there? I'm going with Baylor. I think they're a fantastic team. I think VCU is a great team. Obviously, great coach, fantastic, knows what he's doing when it comes to the tournament. But Ohio State, obviously, I like the conference a little better, and I think it is a little tougher. Fantastic coach too, and I really do think VCU might pull away this win, but I'm gonna give it to Ohio State because I think they need to redeem themselves from the Big Ten tournament and the kind of season that they had. So I think that they can pull at least one win and surprise a lot of people. Next, we have Arizona and Texas Southern. Arizona is a big favorite in this tournament, and obviously I'm going to give it to them. They have Stanley Johnson, who went to my high school. Back up here to Wisconsin and Oregon. This one is hard for me because originally I do have Oregon beating Wisconsin, and I know a lot of people disagree with that. Like I said, I love Wisconsin. I have for a long time. I always support them when they're not playing Michigan State.
I think Oregon might make just a little bit of a run in this side bracket. I think they can beat Wisconsin, but I'm a little torn because Wisconsin somehow always finds a way to win. So
I'm going to come back to that one. I really don't know. I think UNC is going to make a big run. That's why I went today. So they will be playing whoever I choose up here. I still don't know. Like a couple years ago, I had Baylor doing really well, and they didn't get to where I wanted them to be. And then last year, I was like, no, I choose them to do well. They don't. And then they did really well last season, more, like better than I thought. So this is just a little difficult for me. I kind of want to give it to Ole Miss. So that none of this makes sense. It's madness. I'm going to go with Baylor, I think. I don't know. Why is this so hard? I'm going to go with Baylor. Now it's permanent. And I can't change it. I have to go with Arizona, and I don't like that because I don't like Pac-12. Okay, back up here to Wisconsin, Oregon. Looking at it, I'm going to give it to Wisconsin to be matched up with UNC. So since I'm actually giving Wisconsin a little run, they better do it for me. All right. Wisconsin, UNC. I'm going with UNC because I think that they have the full potential to be a Final Four team. Obviously, Wisconsin does too, but I don't know. I think UNC is just, I like them. That's who I'm choosing. So I really don't want to choose Arizona, but you know what, I am. They just know how to win games, unfortunately. All right, now I'm bringing it down to the south. Number 1, Duke. Number 16, Robert Morris University. I'm going with Duke because they are a better team, but I don't like saying them. They have a good team, good coach, and they're awesome, and they're going to do really well. They're going to duke it out. Originally, I had San Diego State, but now I'm going to go with St. John's because I think they have like somewhat of a history of being a decent basketball team. I know San Diego State does too, but I'm going with St. John's because Run DMC. All right, number 5, Utah, 12, SF Austin. Yeah, that's a little high. We're showing a little extra love to the Pac-12 for whatever reason that may be. I don't think Utah is a 5 seed. Sorry to offend anyone. Georgetown, Eastern, Washington. I'm going to give it to Georgetown. Georgetown is a good team, good, decent record. They're a 4 seed. I don't really see this being a big upset, but what do I know, right? SMU, Southern Methodist, UCLA. No one saw this coming. However, I do think UCLA can beat SMU. That's a high seed. I don't know where these things are coming from. I'm going to give it to UCLA, and I think even though they didn't have the best regular season, I think they might be able to find a way to make a little bit of a run, but we'll see when we get done all up in here. So UCLA, Iowa State, UAB, it's Alabama, Birmingham. Told you we was going down south. Iowa State just won the Big 12 championship. They're a great team. Cyclones gonna win it. So Iowa State. Then we have Iowa, hey, and Davidson. I'm actually a little worried about this one. I feel like Davidson can like do this big ol' upset, which I don't really want to happen. But I do think Iowa's a good team, and they have players on there who I feel like they've been there for like 10 years. Not really, but maybe like 5. They have a really veteran team, and I really do like their coach. And then we have Gonzaga and North Dakota State. Last year I chose North Dakota State to be my Cinderella team. That was not a good choice. Gonzaga has only 2 losses in the WCC. They had a close game with Arizona, but then they also had a close game with St. John's. So, you know, everybody's been saying Gonzaga this, Gonzaga that. I actually originally had them doing well. But looking at it, I'm actually going to go with North Dakota State. Yeah. You heard me right. It can happen. But I don't like them. Fine, since the whole world and 95% of America decide that I'm wrong and Gonzaga's going to win, I'm going to give in to society and give them their zags. Duke, St. John's, Duke. Duke, I'm telling you right now, is going to go real far. I'm going to go with Georgetown. Or what if SF Austin is like Cinderella? Oh my gosh. Now what if they do well? Do you think SF Austin can do it twice? That's the real question. I don't like Jordan. I don't want that. Why can't this be easier? This is so hard. Whatever. Duke's gonna win this whole area anyways. I think UCLA could win, and you know, watch, it's probably gonna happen because I'm not choosing it. But I'm gonna go with Iowa State. And they better win, because if they don't, like, what are you doing? Iowa definitely can beat them, but will they? Will they? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it to Iowa and Coach McCaffrey. Oh, look at interstate battle. Okay, Duke, Georgetown, Duke. Iowa State, that would be so cool if this happened. Oh my gosh. But I think I'm gonna give it to Iowa State. But I really do like Iowa. The South, check it. Alright guys, welcome back. I had to throw up my hair because it's getting hot in here. It's a lot of pressure. Okay, and going into the Final Four, we have the matchup from the Midwest of Kentucky and New Mexico State. What? I'm giving it to Kentucky. Then we have UNC and Arizona. I know we're going against a 24-11 and 31-3. Yeah, you're probably thinking I'm nuts because I'm pushing UNC to the Final Four. I'm doing it. And I'm going to have Kentucky go to the championship over UNC. Shocker, am I right? From the East, we have the matchup of Louisville, and MSU. And originally I didn't have Louisville. I actually had them being upset by NC State. This bracket is like all different from the one I originally had to go off of. Louisville is fantastic, but there's obviously a reason why everyone's not talking about them. I think MSU is a really good underdog team, and last year when everyone chose them to win, I was just like, it's done. I'm putting MSU in the Final Four, whether you like it or not. Duke, because I just keep talking about them. They're going to the Final Four. Let's hope they don't lose first round.
So we have the championship. Kentucky versus Duke. We have Kentucky who's 34-0 and Duke who's 29-4. Everyone's pushing for Kentucky, first time since Indiana a long time ago to have an undefeated and perfect season, and Duke who's a good team.
Kind of a classic matchup. 2 great teams, 2 great coaches, and really seasoned tournament teams. What could be better, right?
And I'm stalling because I really don't know who I'm going to choose. So, your 2015 NCAA Men's Basketball National Champion is Duke. 72-71.
So I chose my national champion as Duke, the Blue Devils of Duke. I doubt Kentucky's going to make a undefeated run just to lose at the national championship, but you never know with March Madness, am I right? Okay, so my bracket turned out a little bit differently than I originally had, but here's what we got. So if you filled out your bracket, if you're freaking out about your bracket like I am, or you, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, thank you so much for for watching, and if you had a lot of the same picks as I did, or if you disagree with them, feel free to hashtag Tiara's Road to the Final Four and let me know what you thought of this video and of my bracket. And happy March Madness. Here's my puppy. Isn't she so cute? She agrees with my bracket. Say bye.